SmackDown, Tuesday, December 18th, 2018. I think we all can agree the best part about SmackDown last night was Corey Graves in his reaction to Mandy Rose, that entire segment. We'll get to that in this review, a little more in-depth, and we'll talk about Mustafa Ali pinning Daniel Bryan. Okay, whatever you say. We'll talk about that. I'm sure we'll piss a lot of people off, and I'll love every second of it, and everything will be right in the world, man. But before we get to this actual review and we light shit up, I do want to say that I am done after this video until middle of January-ish, guys. This will be the last video of 2018. As WWE takes the holidays off, pretty much, the shows are all being taped for the next couple of weeks at least, through Christmas, through New Year's. Everything will be taped. This is where WWE pretty much takes a little bit of a hiatus. And I think it's a good time for me to also take a hiatus, right? I think I deserved it after putting up with this fucking show for the last several years. Monday Night Raw, more specifically, but the company as a whole, I think we all need a break at some point of the year. I'm taking mine right now, and I'm going away, man. I'm going to see some family up in New England. I'm going to go down to Orlando after that and soak up some fucking sun and get a nice fucking tan and smile about all the people I pissed off this year on the good old YouTube. And then we're just going to get lost for a few days, man. Just get totally fucking lost. Drive somewhere in the middle of nowhere and just fucking jam out, not know where the fuck I am, and not give a fuck. So that's what we're going to do for the next several weeks. I hope to be back before the Royal Rumble, guys. That is the plan anyway. Hopefully that is the case. Obviously, for those of you that are on following me on Twitter, you guys will know anything before anyone else, obviously. It is a private Twitter, so you will have to request to get on, and maybe I'll accept more people in the coming days. Maybe. Not saying I will. I'm very stubborn when it comes to accepting newer people. But we'll see. And over on Instagram, if you guys are following me on Instagram, I'll take you along on some of my adventures while I'm on my hiatus from YouTube. So, obviously, Instagram and Twitter, you guys will know first when I'm coming back, and the first ones to be notified when I return to YouTube will be those that are not only subscribed to this channel, but smash the notification bell. If you're notified of my videos, you'll be the first to know when the video actually hits the airwaves, my next video in 2019. So always be subscribed and notified, and you guys will be the first to know, man. That's all I can tell you, you know what I mean? That's the best I can give you, because I don't know the exact date that I'm actually going to return. But I hope it's before the Royal Rumble. I want to thank you guys for an amazing fucking year. This has been fucking awesome, the growth the channel has seen, really in the last 2 weeks. So it's funny, we went through the whole year. YouTube doesn't promote anything of mine. And rightfully so. I'm not playing the victim here. It's a controversial channel. We're always bringing up hotter topics, screaming and hooting and hollering, and I can't make this up, guys. This is a truth. I can't tell you any other YouTube creator that I know that has to put up with this. Every time I put up a video now, it goes straight to a yellow, which is a yellow dollar sign, which means it's demonetized, because YouTube has to look into it. Now, it's not the full demonetization review, though, which could take up to days, and by then, your video is no longer relevant anyway, because we're on to the next. But it goes straight to a dollar symbol, yellow, and it's demonetized because they do an initial review right out of the gate. I've never seen that before. The creators that I talk to say they never heard of that. It goes right to yellow, and then after a while, most of the videos will go back to green, and they let it be monetized, and they let it go forward. And they maybe promote it a little bit, but off the gate, all of my videos are demonetized and not promoted at all. And some of them get demonetized fully, like my series called No, I Don't Apologize. There is not one of those videos that is fully monetized at all right now. So That's what I mean, guys, about this being a slow building process on this channel. This is why I call this channel the ECW of pro wrestling channels here on YouTube. It's because we're scratching and clawing for every subscriber we get because we're doing it the old-fashioned way. We're not adjusting to YouTube's policies and standards. We're not following YouTube's policies and standards. We're doing it our old school way, the hard way, as Stone Cold used to say it. And we're still continuing to grow. And that's what's really fucking cool, man. Even though YouTube will not promote my videos, we continue to grow. And in the last 2 weeks, you ready for this number? We've had over 600 new subscribers the last several weeks. Thank you guys. Welcome to the Amplified Man's channel. And if you think about it, of all the times that I have to step away, it's at a time where the channel is seeing exponential growth. Over 600 new subscribers the past couple weeks. We are, I believe, 13% up in revenue. We're 16% up on watch time, the minutes that are actually being watched on the channel per video. 16%. And we are, 13 or 15? I forgot the exact fucking metric, but 13 or 15% up, risen as far as views. So it's fucking amazing what we're doing this whole last month. And when I told you guys in one of my previous videos, I didn't know which video was doing it, but maybe it was a plethora of videos. I know the Xavier Woods video that I did when he called people that critique pro wrestling entitled infants. I know that got a lot of fucking buzz and new subscribers. The Baron Corbin video I did when he called people that critique wrestling idiots. I know that got some buzz. I know my series, No I Don't Apologize, even though it wasn't promoted by YouTube and instantly demonetized, I know that caught on. It must have been shared a lot because I got a new, what's called unique viewer into the mix, which is viewers that are not usually there. So that must have been shared a lot. That's really cool. But I think one of the videos, the video that really did it, this is weird, was a video from December 4th that I put out. It was the Raw review and reaction from December 3rd. That video, 5 days after it was made, for some reason, exploded. And it caught on, man. And I mean, that's mind-boggling to me, because usually a video does its best work in the first 48 hours, right? First 24 to 48 hours. And that video exploded, man. So whichever video you guys found me at, all you new subscribers, glad that you did, man. Hate that I have to take some time off now while we're red hot, and while I want to show you guys the best of the Amplified Man, but we do have to take a hiatus. It is the holidays. I do have a life. My life isn't YouTube. You know, some people, this is their job, or they can just stop at a dime and anytime they want make a YouTube video or a podcast or whatever the fuck they do. I'm not one of those people. I have a life, guys. I have a lot of other fucking avenues that I'm kind of diving into at all times, either professionally and or personally, or both. As I covered, and or means both. What the fuck am I talking about? So personally and professionally, I'm always doing so many other things. I can't just do YouTube, you know? So hopefully you guys understand that. But at a time where this channel is seeing exponential growth, I do have to step away. But I do thank you guys so fucking much for your continued support. You subscribers that have been here for a long time, thank you for sticking with me, man. And I promise you the best is yet to come. And for you subscribers that have been here from day one, day fucking one, you guys, man, wow. When we reach the ultimate fucking pinnacles, we can all say we did it together. And that's the coolest fucking thing. But yeah, I do want to thank you guys so much for an incredible fucking year. I've only been doing this for a couple of years, right? I started this, maybe off and on, maybe 2016, but really full throttled it 2017, and now 2018. A lot of bumps in the road, man, the ups and the fucking downs and the all-arounds. We've been through it, but what a fucking year it has been, and I cannot wait to do it again in 2019, and we will be doing it again in 2019, because I will be back. This is not goodbye, this is see you soon. So again, guys, stay notified, subscribe to notified, and you guys will obviously be told when my next video comes out. Again, I really hope it's before the Royal Rumble. That is my plan anyway. You never know what happens though. I take some time off. I'm always one to kind of jump into so many different things. Maybe something catches on. Maybe I don't have the time to actually come back before the Rumble. I don't know. Maybe I'm back way before the Rumble, right? Maybe I just missed you guys so fucking much, I gotta come back. I just have to. I don't care where the fuck I'm shooting the video. I could be out in the middle of nowhere, lost, as I said I'm going to get. So anyway, thank you for allowing me to get that out of the way, guys. I wanted to thank you for another great fucking year. Honestly, I mean that. I know I don't get enough chances to say that to you guys, but this channel doesn't really work the way it's working unless you guys aren't in this with me, man. And that's why I say the Amplified unit is something special to me. They're a special breed of pro wrestling fan. I don't want just anybody subscribing to this channel, because then you have just the mediocre fan, the casual fan, a mainstream media fan, a weak link, right? A sensitive fan, one that just cares about their feelings and emotions and don't pick on my favorite superstar, BC, even if it's the truth or fact. I don't need those type of subscribers. I want the best. And if that means I don't reach 1 million subscribers ever, then that's fine. That is totally fucking fine. I don't want to be some goofball with 1 million subscribers spewing bullshit. I'd rather be an intelligent motherfucking amplified man with his thousands of subscribers, because they're the smartest pro wrestling fan out there. They know what's going on. They're not afraid to accept the truth and the facts. They're willing to adjust and fight for this business in the company that is WWE. Those are the unit members I need, and those, from what it looks like anyway, especially the past month, that's what we're getting more of. The more truth and facts that I spew, it seems to be the more subscribers I'm getting. So we're going to continue that trend in 2019. I'm not going to look the other way when shit's going down, just so I can appease everybody, just so I can be PC, politically correct for everybody's feelings and beliefs, and their sensitivities, and their emotions. I can give a fuck about emotions, sensitivities, and feelings. In 2019, we're going to hit the fucking gas pedal even harder than we've ever fucking hit it. We're not even going to touch the brakes. If YouTube was scared of me before, you better fucking run, as Bray would say. Run! Because the Amplified Man is coming even more amplified in 2019. Thank you guys so fucking much. What do you guys say now? We talk a little bit of SmackDown, Tuesday, December 18th, 2018. The last video of the fucking year from the Amplified Man. Let's get amplified one more time and be that crazy New York Italian amplified man that everybody knows I am. Let's be that one more time for 2018. And let's rock this shit and piss people off. Love the way the show kicked off. It was a little bit of a nostalgic feel with Shane McMahon rallying the SmackDown locker room and talking about how this is a change for WWE. And things are going to start changing and newer faces are arriving, new matchups. And we owe it to us and we owe it to the fans. And it was cool to see Shane McMahon rallying the troops because it brought back that old school Attitude Era, post-Attitude Era kind of feel. When back in the day they would hold those type of locker room meetings. Some of the ones I remember the most is I believe it was the WCW Invasion. Maybe ECW, but I think it was WCW Invasion. And they used to have the locker room meetings and rally the troops up so they were ready for battle. So I like the way this started, man. I really do. It was that old school kind of vibe. Obviously, nothing close to what it once was because it's 2018's WWE product. Everything is dumbed down and dimmed down and a lot less fun and entertaining. But at least it brought back some of those old school feelings. Feelings! Let's talk about our feelings. That was the feeling it brought out from the Amplified Man. It was a cool, nostalgic feel. And then you cut that back to the arena. Of course, there was no awesome intro, no pyro, no. Why would we have that? Why would we get fans excited for the show? No. Instead, we have Becky Lynch come out to an absolute silent. Was it San Jose? San Jose was silent last night. Becky Lynch, you could talk she lost her momentum all you want, but that was just a silent crowd. You can't even call, that's not even a loss of momentum. That's just like people showing up and being like, the biggest pop of the night was Vince McMahon. The one guy that everybody should universally be telling them exactly how they feel. Feelings, right? I'm trying to cope with today's society. Everyone wants to talk about feelings and emotions. Tell them how you really feel then. No, they cheered this guy like he is the god of gods, the king of kings. What the fuck? We say all this shit and how we want it to be better and how Vince McMahon is destroying his own product from within, and then he shows up and you all are fucking saluting this guy like he's your savior. Aside from Vince McMahon, nobody got a pop last night. Anyway, Becky Lynch hits the ring and she starts talking about what she's going to do to Ronda Rousey one day. Charlotte Flair comes to the ring. She starts talking about Ronda Rousey and what she's going to do. Charlotte Flair is still belittling Becky Lynch. Talking about how you'll always be in my shadow. And Becky Lynch just looks like she wants none of Charlotte last night. I don't know what was up with Becky Lynch last night. She looked kind of shook. Go back and watch that, guys. It looked like somebody who was just like lost her puppy, and maybe that title was like her puppy. Maybe it meant more to her. So maybe that's just incredible selling by Becky Lynch. And she's so fucking depressed. But I did want to see her stand up to Charlotte a bit more. Then Asuka comes down, and Asuka's talking about... I don't even know what Asuka's talking. What the fuck did she even say? Do I even care? Oh, yeah, you were champion. I'm champion. Nobody's ready for me. She does this little wiggle. I don't know what the fuck Asuka was doing down there other than to allow Vince McMahon to do what he had to do, which was set up a match. That's really the only reason Asuka came down to the ring. And that's what happened. Vince McMahon comes down and he starts telling Ronda Rousey, starts telling Charlotte and Becky Lynch, stop fighting and settle your problems with the issue at hand, which is Ronda. Okay, I like that. That's basically saying... one day you'll meet Ronda. That's fine. I don't need to see that in a main event of WrestleMania, to be honest. I would like to see somebody get their hands on Ronda at Royal Rumble. But it is what it is, and this will probably end up at WrestleMania. I just hope I still give a shit, man. I hope we still give a shit. Because WWE has given us no fucking benefit of the doubt, or we shouldn't be giving them a benefit of the doubt when it comes to long-term feuds. Another 5 fucking months? And we're supposed to give a fuck about this. They better do this the right way. That's all I'm saying, man. So he tells Asuka, you're going to have a match right now for that championship, and who's deserving of it? And Naomi's music plays. Naomi comes down, she says some words, and Vince McMahon goes, give me that look again. And everyone's kind of caught off guard. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Give me that look again. Naomi at first is caught off guard too. She's like, what the fuck? So she gives him like another wink or something, and Vince is like, the match is on! So apparently if you're a female, just wink at Vince, you'll get the title match. Now for those saying Naomi isn't deserving of a title match, you obviously don't do your research, and you are obviously one of those casual fans that just forgets every week. That's what Vince loves. Forget what we're doing every week, so you won't say that we suck when we give you redundant shit. Naomi absolutely deserves that title shot because Naomi won that fucking battle royal at WrestleMania. I don't care if that was for a trophy or what the fuck it was for. When you win a battle royal at WrestleMania, you get a title shot. I don't care if that's a written rule or it's not. That's a given. She wins a battle royal at WrestleMania, she never gets a fucking title shot. I think she's long overdue. So some people online and on social media are saying, I just don't see how she got a title shot. Not only does she deserve it, she was long overdue. Just breaking that to you. Now, for me personally, you guys know I'm a fan of Asuka, and I'm a fan especially of Naomi. And I take great pride in being one of the catalysts for Naomi capturing that championship last year, right? Last year, I believe. Or the year before, whatever the fuck it was. When I started this channel, we started a movement behind Naomi because I thought the whole way Naomi was being treated was criminal. And I'm not saying I was the sole reason, but I was one of the catalysts. I have no doubt about that. The amounts of shares and the retweets and all that stuff that we were getting the word out and not long after Naomi captured that championship and was thrusted into the spotlight. I think that's fucking awesome. Naomi is obviously one of the best athletes in WWE, and she clearly is one of the best female talents. Just watch every single one of her matches, and you'll know why Naomi's that damn good. So there's a title match with Asuka and Naomi. Now, there was parts of this match, I don't know if this was just for me or what, man. It was like it was going in slow motion. It was really weird. It didn't feel like these ladies, it didn't feel like they were on track with each other, but somehow it was good the whole time. I know that doesn't make sense, man. I can't explain it. They were going move for move with each other. No botches. It was a good match. But there were times, especially in the middle of this match, where it felt real like it was going in slow motion. It was a real trippy way to watch this match. That's all I'm going to say. But it didn't harm it necessarily, because when this match was finished, it was a good match. That was a good Naomi-Asuka match. It was just trippy for a few parts in that match. I can't put my finger on it, man. Really weird. But once they got their groove on, man, it was on, and it was a good match, and Naomi held her weight in there. In the end, I love how it ended. Out of nowhere, Asuka with the Asuka lock, basically saying that the champion can get you out of nowhere. I would have loved to see Naomi with a victory, but Asuka just got the championship. You can't be playing hot potato already. It was cool to see Naomi in that spot, and hopefully that's not the last time we see Naomi in that spot. My fear now with Naomi is what the fuck happens with her now. She just had a title shot. She was already in obscurity before that. Now she gets a title shot and loses, taps the fuck out. What the fuck happens to Naomi? I see her 2019 being a lot like Sasha Banks' 2018. The problem with that is Sasha Banks' 2018 was also Naomi's 2018. Anyway, that was the first match of the night, a title match for the women. I liked it. Good match. Absolutely. I'm a little biased because I like Asuka and Naomi anyway, but I really do like that match. Then we went into, let's cover anyway, I don't know if it was right after, but The Miz, and he's going to have a mixed tag match. And this is to get him closer to being in a tag team with Shane McMahon or some shit, or Vince McMahon would put in a good word for The Miz if he can win his match later that night. Mandy Rose is by his side, and they're taking on Carmella and R-Truth. Corey Graves was the best part of this match. His reaction to Mandy Rose is priceless. The relationship I have with Corey Graves is like a brother-brother. Half the time I want to punch him in the mouth, and the other half I want to thank him for being the commentator that he is. He brings out at times that old school Bobby Heenan that I used to love. That old school Jesse the Body Ventura that I used to love. Sometimes you need that heelish and obnoxious commentator because after all, the show is about entertainment. The commentators have to be entertaining. Like Jim Ross and Jerry Lawler used to be. Sure, they knew their shit, but we loved them because they were entertaining as hell. And that's what Corey Graves still gives us, man. And that was just awesome, man. Telling everyone to shut up, and this is an early Christmas gift. And telling Otunga, I know you're not out here every week, but you need to just stay silent and accept what's going on right now. It was beautiful, man. Not just Mandy Rose, which we know she is exceptionally fucking beautiful. But Corey Graves selling her beauty, there's nothing like that. That was fucking awesome. And I like R-Truth and Carmella. I just do, guys. Something about them. I love the fucking dance break because it's another beautiful girl. And Carmella dancing. Who the fuck, what man wouldn't love that shit? Just let her go and dance. I'll take that every day of the week, twice on Sunday. Where the fuck was I, man? Mandy Rose, Carmella, all these beautiful ladies. Where was I going with this? Oh yeah, there was an actual match. Miz and Mandy Rose end up defeating Carmella and R-Truth. So now Vince McMahon will put in a word for The Miz, and I guess that's what happened. The Miz was able to land Shane McMahon for Miz TV next week on SmackDown. Well, woo fucking woo. Again, the best part of this match and one of the best parts of SmackDown was Corey Graves selling Mandy Rose's beauty. That's what I got out of this whole fucking segment. Gallows and Anderson getting some screen time, right? This was, I like this. This was probably the best thing that I liked about the entire WWE Tag Team division in the last fucking year. At least. This was the Usos, who I said, for the longest time now, they're on their A game, guys. The Usos may not have championships, but they are on their A game right now. They are just hitting, not just their wrestling, which is at an all-time high for them. Their mic skills, the way they're playing off each other, dude, it is just immaculate. The Usos on their A game, and out comes Gallows and Anderson. Now, when you talk a shakeup, and people are going to start getting their due, people are going to start getting time instead of just sitting and catering, eating fucking pies. Gallows and Anderson would be the epitome of that, right? And so they come out, and this is where I'm thinking, wow, they're actually going to, like, do something with Gallows and Anderson. Now, this is a shake-up of sorts, or at least the beginnings of a shake-up. This is something I can get invested into, because Gallows and Anderson are an actual tag team. Not just two guys thrown together like a Bobby Roode and Gable. Come on, man. Not buying that shit. So they come down, and I love the Usos here. They're basically trying to tell them, turn your asses to the back and just walk away, because we're not the reasons that you've been sitting and catering. Gallows and Anderson won't listen. They keep coming closer. And I forgot who it was, man, Jimmy or Jay, but they turned to the other, and they said, man, they ain't turning around. So in that case, welcome to the Uso Penitentiary. And here comes the fucking Gallows and Anderson right in the ring, and they're face to face. Referee comes flying in the ring to separate them, man. I'm into this. I like it. It's fresh. And all of a sudden, the fucking, now who the fuck is it? The announcer over there just says, he announces the McMahon family has confirmed this match is official right now. So we're going to get Gallows and Anderson versus the Usos. I didn't need that announcement. That was a little cheesy, a little corny. But I'm down for an Usos Gallows and Anderson match. I don't feel either team can lose that match, because the Usos are at an all-time high. They didn't walk out the winners at TLC. They need a victory to keep up momentum. Gallows and Anderson sure as hell can't lose, eat a pinfall or a submission. Because if you're going to give them spotlight, you can't give them spotlight by having them lose their first match out. Because that's not a shakeup. So how do you go about this match? And first of all, before I even get to the match, another thing I loved by the Usos, or no, this was Gallows and Anderson. This was Anderson. He was on the mic beforehand, and he said, I'm sick of this. Every week, it's the New Day and the Usos. Usos in the New Day. New Day and the Usos. The Bar in the New Day Usos. Bar in the New Day. Bar in the Usos. Every week it's the same tag teams he's talking about. Isn't that what I've been saying for fucking weeks and months? I preach that every fucking video. And for him to come out and say the same thing, man. Again. Everything that Xavier Woods is trying to call the fans out on, being entitled infants, Baron Corbin saying people are idiots that criticize WWE. Your own boss, Monday and Tuesday, has come out and fucking said, we sucked, we fucked up. And your own superstars are coming out and saying they're sick and tired of the same shit. Scripted for them or their true feelings, it doesn't matter. Now we know that that locker room knows full well that what we've been saying all along, the guy who screams on YouTube his frustrations, the crazy New York confrontational Italian, he was right all along. Now all of a sudden the entire locker room, including the boss, is coming out and saying we sucked lately. Lately? For the longest time. But we'll take lately as long as you fucking acknowledge it. So I love what Gallows and Anderson said there. And again, this led to a match. You can't have either one of these teams lose via pinfall or submission. Just cannot happen. So when the Usos are about to get the victory, here comes the Bar. And I'm like, fuck, what does that really do? Now that the Bar is going to distract the Usos, this is just going to lead to another Bar Usos match. So what did this really do? But no, before the Bar can come in and interfere, Sanity comes out of nowhere through the crowd. Sanity levels everybody. So not only did they insert Gallows and Anderson, but they gave Sanity a spotlight where they actually looked like, here's a crazy concept, they looked like they belonged. They didn't look like jobbers. I love the fact that in one segment you utilize Gallows and Anderson and Sanity. Sanity goes up to the back and Eric Young is yelling, "That's how it's done, boys. That's how it's done." To the bar. And the bar's like pissed off, like, we were gonna do that. So the bar gets in the ring and they start fucking everybody up. So I love the way everyone saved face here. Gallows and Anderson had a damn good match with the Usos because that was a damn good match. Sanity got to show what they are capable of and show that they are still a threat, regardless of how they've been booked. The bar shows up and for once on SmackDown looks relevant. They're not getting knocked out by cranberry sauce and covered by mashed potatoes and dressed up like bootleg John Cena's and thugonomic rap battles. They look legitimate. Everybody looked good there. And the bonus is we didn't have to see the stale, redundant New Day out there. So I love that whole entire tag segment, man. Absolutely. Jeff Hardy comes to the ring. There's supposed to be a Samoa Joe apology happening. So Jeff Hardy said, I didn't want to just listen to this in the back. I want to see you and hear you say you're sorry to me to my face. Samoa Joe comes down to the ring, and Samoa Joe goes, "Oh, the only thing I'm sorry about is that you thought this was a real apology. This is actually more of an intervention. Because the closer we get to the holidays, Jeff, this is where people start getting depressed and start going back into their old habits and ways. This is where people start getting depressed and their demons show up." So Jeff Hardy just gets pissed and he's like, "You keep talking about my past. This is the now and I ain't ever going back to the past. And those demons, they're gone forever. But you keep bringing up demons. What are your demons, Samoa Joe? Is it the fact that you've been here nearly 2 full years and you have never captured one championship at all?" And this pissed off Samoa Joe. You could tell his whole facial expression changed. His whole mood changed. He goes to walk away, says, "Fuck that." Goes to throw a fucking bow into Jeff Hardy. Jeff Hardy blocks that shit. Drops Samoa Joe where he stands. Jeff Hardy gets a shot in on Samoa Joe. Rolls out of the ring and says, "Fuck that shit. Delete." Samoa Joe is fucking pissed. Furious. Not only did he call him out and say, "In 2 full years, Samoa Joe, you claim you're so good. You've never gotten even a title. Not even one. But on top of that, I just dropped you where you stood like that." Samoa Joe is furious as Jeff Hardy walks up the rampway, deleting to the crowd. So next week, on that taped SmackDown, Samoa Joe, Jeff Hardy is going to be one of the premier matches. So it was left off of TLC so you could get a Christmas Eve match. Or no, that would be Christmas Day, actually. See where that goes, man. I'm guessing that will not end in a clear-cut victor. I'm guessing that's going to keep on going, that feud. Samoa Joe will do some dastardly deed type shit, and this will continue. A few other things, but I want to get to this main event, guys, because I want to start my fucking hiatus right now. I'm ready for some double fisting of some Starbucks coffees, man. I don't want to wait anymore. So, let's talk the main event. Daniel Bryan and Andrade Cien Almas. Good to see Cien Almas. You know, he's been booked as a 50... He's been less than 50-50. It seems like every time Almas is on TV, he's losing. Last night was no different. He didn't eat the pin, but he lost again. Almas is just a fucking glorified jobber. Is he even glorified? Like, if you take... Like, the diehard fans like myself, we watch NXT. We know who he is. We know what he's capable of, and that's why we get pissed. But on the main roster, is he even a glorified jobber? At this point, isn't he just a jobber? That's kind of sad. Anyway, in this shakeup, Andrade didn't see any fucking benefit yet, anyway. But, Daniel Bryan tags up with Andrade to take on AJ Styles in who I call Mufasa from The Lion King. Mustafa Ali. And it is announced that Mustafa is now a member of the SmackDown roster. And unanimously, the entire fucking social media got up in arms like they did with Tyler Breeze on Monday night. And they gave a golf clap. This is awesome. Mustafa Ali is now on the main roster. Mustafa Ali is now in a main event on SmackDown. Mustafa Ali pinned Daniel Bryan. Guys, when I speak about larger-than-life characters and how there is none on Raw, on SmackDown, in the entire company, there are no longer larger-than-life superstars, and that is the first problem that WWE has. Right up there with creating good content and good storylines and good feuds. Right up there with creating, because it is a part of that underneath that umbrella, is creating the superstars. Right now, all I see in WWE is wrestlers. BC, isn't that what this is? This is wrestling. No, that's awesome. I can get wrestlers down at the local bingo hall. Right? Well, wrestlers are a dime a dozen. Some are better than others. Some are exponentially better. Some are not as great, but they can captivate you more. I understand the wrestlers part of it, okay? If you're in WWE under a contract, you damn well better be able to wrestle. That's not my gripe. My gripe is we need superstars. And I'll do you one better. To have a captivating product in a show, you need larger-than-life superstars. I was fortunate to go through different eras. I got to see Hulk Hogan, Ultimate Warrior, and Macho Man Randy Savage and Roddy Piper. That era was something so special. Then I got to see the era of Stone Cold, The Rock, and The Undertaker. Larger than life doesn't do that justice for those individuals. And then we moved on to this era. Okay, well, there is none. There is no larger-than-life superstar. Isn't that a fucking issue? So what is the solution in this shake-up? We're going to shake things up. And we are going to bring in 5'9", at best, I'm being generous, 175-pound Mustafa Ali. He is billed is what you want the fucking announcer to bill you as. He is billed as 5'10", 182 pounds. I am giving him no more than 5'9", and I believe he's 5'8", and I'm giving him no more than 175 pounds soaking wet. I should not be bigger than what is supposed to be my superstars. And today's wrestling fan, man, they're like, wow, man, Mustafa Ali, this is going to change the landscape of WWE. This is going to transcend WWE. This is at the very least going to make WWE fun and exciting again. The matchups Ali will have. And this is where I have to come in and educate people. Educate. There are creators that you want to believe or actually have a mind for the business that are actually fully behind this Mustafa Ali deal. Can you believe that shit? And I have to fucking educate people. The bottom line is, now that you are on the main show, you're no longer on the network. You don't get to put on those matches without commercials anymore. Fast-paced, high-octane. You don't have the microscope on you anymore. Ali is going to be told to do exactly what everybody else is told to do now. Play to the commercial breaks. Which means dumbing down your style, your movements, your skill sets. He's also going to tell you to dumb down your whole fucking match for other matches on the card later in the night that need all the fucking attention to it. He don't want you to overshadow. These are the tricks that Vince tells you to do now on the main roster. So you're taking the one thing Mustafa Ali is good at, and that's the wrestling aspect, and you're totally shitting on that. We see that with all the great wrestlers that go to the main roster. Their styles get dumbed the fuck down. I don't want to see guys that are littler than Daniel Bryan and AJ Styles, for crying out loud. That should not be the fucking case. That is not going to create larger-than-life superstars. There is nothing more to Mustafa Ali than the fact that BC, he's a great wrestler. Okay? I'll give you great. I don't think he is. Wrestler means more than just your movements, your skill set. It's a lot more. It's your mannerisms. It's your selling. Every fucking movement you do methodically and psychologically speaking is all part of your overall pro wrestling ability. The fact that he can flip and dive and he's an ultimate glorified gymnast isn't going to make me call him a great wrestler. If he is to you, that's fine. You have your own opinion and belief. You're able to believe in like whoever you want to. That's fucking awesome. But don't tell me that is a shakeup. Don't tell me that I have to accept him pinning Daniel Bryan, our champion. Daniel Bryan gave Brock Lesnar a fucking fight at Survivor Series. Daniel Bryan went toe-to-toe in a classic with AJ Styles at TLC. but he can't beat Mustafa Ali. BC, it was one match. Give it a break, man. I mean, they have to introduce Mustafa Ali with a victory. What better way? I didn't mind it, BC. These are the comments you get. Honestly, guys. These are the things you read on social media. That was awesome. Mustafa finally made it. WWE just got a lot better with the addition of Mustafa. Wow, they're actually listening to us, the fans. Mustafa just got signed. This is cool. These are the things you're reading. This isn't addressing the issue at all. This is throwing in another little dude. I'm sick of that shit. If you give me Ricochet, maybe I'm on board. Ricochet is 1,000 times better than Mustafa Ali. But we threw in Mustafa. Now where does it end? Does Cedric Alexander now come over? All the cruiserweights now are going to be intertwined now. Now I have to watch a bunch of penguins fighting each other. I'm going to show up to live events. I'm going to be the biggest guy. My larger-than-life superstars are smaller than me. Henry and Frank split it up. Frank, go to your corner. Henry, get over there. Henry, I told you, if you don't meet 180 pounds, you can't fight tonight. I went from Hulk Hogan, Ultimate Warrior, and Savage to Stone Cold, The Rock, and Undertaker to Mustafa Ali. Just insane to me to think that people honestly think this is a good thing, man. This isn't even just insulting one of your favorite wrestlers, Mustafa Ali. We're all gonna act. That's what we do, right? Everybody's such a fucking sheep in this fucking community. They see somebody that has some fucking indie mark connection and they're like, Mustafa Ali has paid his dues. And he's made it to he's one of us, right? Maybe they look in the mirror and they see themselves as below 5'10" and they're not quite 180 pounds. So maybe they see themselves in Mustafa Ali. So they're like, this is my guy. Because he reminds me of myself. I can do this too. Mustafa's doing it. Come on, man. What is he really going to do? His skill is going to be dimmed down and dumbed down. Vince is going to make sure of that. He's going to play the commercials. He's going to have to slow up his pace. Vince is going to tell him that he's got to think 365 days of the year now. They're going to need him in certain aspects and areas, so he can't be doing certain moves. So we're going to see just another average wrestler in there. Average because he doesn't have anything else. His promo skills are and I'm being generous. His selling, and I'm being generous. His mannerisms, his way that he captivates us, outside of his moveset, and that's being really generous. The guy brings nothing to the table other than flips and dives. That's hard to hear because, especially today, the whole wrestling community, we're supposed to be sheep and love this. Come on, bro. Come on, man. I don't care if this is insulting anymore. The truth needs to be heard, and on this channel, it is going to be. I don't want the guy who's ringing up my fucking items at Target, or a guy that looks like he should be ringing up my items at Target, to be my larger-than-life superstars. And if you're in the main event of SmackDown pinning Daniel Bryan, that is a position of a larger-than-life superstar. What the fuck? That's why this company is a joke. Don't you understand that? The creativity and lack thereof, absolutely. Not creating stars, absolutely. But putting people in positions like that, when you could make Big E, have Big E separate from an already stale New Day gimmick, and have Big E turn fucking save face, whatever. You have fucking Xavier Woods turn or whatever. But Big E going for the championship would be something fresh. That's organic. That's a shakeup. Big E deserves a singles run. I don't care if you do heel versus heel with Bryan or you make Big E somehow the face. But separate from the New Day or keep with the New Day but go for a title. But you could do something cool with Big E. if you're gonna bring up an NXT guy, the Velveteen Dream is somebody I can get behind and really go full throttle with that character, because it ain't just his wrestling, it's everything about the Velveteen Dream captivates you. That's a shakeup. That's somebody who has a chance to be a larger-than-life superstar, but at the very least, a superstar. And we get Mustafa Ali in a shakeup. And today the wrestling community is like, this is awesome. Not the Amplified man. Mustafa is a good dude. That's fine. He's a nice guy. He takes care of his family. Great. He used to be a Chicago police officer, I believe. Thank you for your service. Thanks, buddy. Awesome. What's criminal is that you have Mustafa Ali posing as a larger-than-life superstar. If you have a fucking 7, 8, 9-year-old kid or a fucking 12, 15-year-old kid and they're going to get autographs from their favorite superstars, Mustafa Ali walks in. He looks like he's just another dude who's there with his kid, or maybe he's the guy trying to get an autograph. He doesn't look like a fucking superstar, larger than life. You guys know I'm right too, man. A lot of you guys are cringing right now. I like Mustafa. But you know the Amplified man's right. You fucking know it, man. That's what the best part about this is. I never did autographs, really, when I was younger, guys. Never did. I just, I was obsessed with pro wrestling, but I never felt the need to go get autographs. Even today, you're never really too old to meet your favorite superstars. I've had so many opportunities. I've rubbed shoulders with superstars. I've been in Starbucks lines before here in New York with superstars. Didn't say a word. No need. Not going to interrupt them, and I don't need to fan out. It's not a big deal to me. And when I moved to New York to become an actor, that helped me because I was rubbing shoulders with all these top-tier celebrities, and I wasn't starstruck at all. My point is this, though. Even when I was a kid and I did get a few autographs, I remember the ones I got, man, these motherfuckers were larger than life. I got 5 autographs in all when I was a kid, growing up. 5. And a few of them that I remember clear as day because I looked up and it was like the presence of God. Fucking Shawn Michaels was one of them, just the way he carries himself. Even though he's not the tallest and biggest dude, everybody used to always say, all of his peers, fucking used to tell the story that Shawn Michaels would walk around like he was the biggest dude in that locker room. Just the way he carried himself. But when you met him in person, he really did. The stories were true. Shawn was larger than life, man. Razor Ramon, Scott Hall I met. This guy was, his presence, you were just in awe of this motherfucker. I mean, that was a superstar personified. Big Daddy Cool Diesel, dude. I met this guy. He stood up from the table. I was a little tyke anyway, maybe 9, 10, 11. I don't know what the fuck I was, but I was young. He stands up. I'm looking up to this motherfucker like he is a house. He could body slam, jackknife powerbomb a house. An apartment complex. He was the apartment complex. That's what I mean, man. That's WWE larger-than-life superstars, man. It ain't necessarily the flips and the dives and a faster-paced wrestling that I'm looking for. What I'm looking for is psychology and creativity. You mix that in with characters that we give a fuck about, that we watch on TV and we go, wow, their presence, their aura, they just captivate me. If Mustafa Ali really does that for you, golf clap. That's awesome, man. I don't know how it could, but that's awesome for you. For the Amplified man, Mustafa Ali does shit for me. How is Mustafa Ali making this product better? You claim it's going to be better matches. You fail to realize they now play to the commercials. They now play to the time limits that the main roster has. They now play to Vince McMahon saying you have to not do X, Y, and Z because of matches that are coming up later on in the night. All of these things will make Mustafa Ali just as average as the other flips and dives guys. Don't believe me? Just watch. Amplified man knows what the fuck he's talking about. But good luck with it if you guys love this direction. That was your main event last night, and it sucked. Amplified Man is done. I'm signing off for the last time in 2018. Much love and respect to all of you guys. I will, I'm getting choked up, man. I'll, obviously try to keep you guys up to date over on Twitter and on Instagram. Smash the notification bell, obviously, and you guys will know when I put up my first video of 2019. I'll miss you guys, dude. It's been an incredible fucking year, and again, it wasn't done without all of you guys. Much love and respect, as I said. Every time you pass a Starbucks, you think of the Amplified Man, and maybe even go in that son of a bitch and down one for the Amplified Man, and then you go kick ass wherever you are in this world. I'll see you guys in 2019. Thank you for an incredible year. Until next year, for the last time in 2018, holla at your boy. He's out. Amplified Man saying, check you.